Hi, and welcome back to more Dungeon Trinkets. We're just going to be doing ancestral trinkets and the four shrieker trinkets because they're not considered boss trophies because there's more than one, but whatever. First trinket is the ancestral bottle, which is plus 25% max HP, plus 50% food consumption, and plus 10% stress. Something to note, all of the Ancestors trinkets have plus 10% stress. That's like their baseline negative. Except for the tentacle idol. So I'm not going to be mentioning the plus stress. So just assume it is, unless it's the very last one, which is the idol. So the bottle is the first one. I just went over it. Max HP plus 25%, which is an insane amount. The food consumption is very bad unless you're doing stuff, unless you're on the final quest, the final quest, as in Darkest Dungeon 4, or you are on the final, like the final Crimson Court when we go to kill the Countess, and you don't need the food, so you can just bring a bunch of food to negate the food consumption. I think I'm gonna put it there. I definitely see a use for it over all of these, but I can't put it. I'm gonna put it there, very top of C tier. Ancestral's Candle, plus 50% damage if torch is above 50. Plus 2 speed if its torch is above 50, and plus 5 dodge. The 5 dodge doesn't really matter because I don't think that higher your dodge, but the damage and speed are really, really good. Something to note, places like, I believe the courtyard and the farmstead both count as highlight. So I'm gonna put it at the top, very top of A. Very, very top of A. I'll leave them there. Actually, bottom of S. I think for such a tiny downside, it gives you good speed and damage. You throw this with a focus ring on the highwayman, you can get some good damage. Ancestral's Coat. I mentioned this when I was talking about the Mask of the Timeless. I think this is a very solid bottom A tier. It just gives you 15 dodge. Unlike something like the Camouflage Cloak, which gives you minus stun resistance, this gives you just 15 dodge, with stress, of course. The Handkerchief, the Ancestral's Handkerchief, plus 50% disease resistance and plus 50% bleed resistance. This can be good in Endless and places that give out high bleeds. Also be good on the Flagellant or people that have low bleed resist, but it only just sort of circumvent their bleed. I'm just gonna put it at the bottom of B tier. Its effect is good, but I don't really use it often. I've used it a couple times, but that's it. On the other chance, the Ancestral's Lantern. So this gives you a minus 20% party surprise chance and plus 25% chance to surprise monsters. I always thought this was a lot better than it is. It's still good. I would say very top of B tier. Monster surprise doesn't matter as much. The something you don't know is if you have scouted a battle, it can't surprise you. So the next trinket we talk about, it will be up higher than this one, just because surprising monsters isn't as important as knowing when the battle is. So you can get surprised and trap disarm, which is the next trinket, which is the Ancestor's Map. I'm going to put this. I don't think it's S. It's a tricky one. The Ancestor's trinkets are tricky because you usually use them in the late game. I'm gonna put it there. Actually, there. I think that's better. It gives you plus 25% chance to both trap and disarm and a scouting chance, which is really good. That is very solid. Although those, like, it's the kind of thing that you would slap onto a character that doesn't need a second trinket, like a Plague Doctor with a blasphemous vial. Mustache Cream. It is very similar to the Handkerchief, but its effect is a lot worse. It's debuff and blight. 50% to debuff and blight resistance. I don't think too highly of the debuff resistance, because not many. If a debuff is super impactful, it is usually an automatic debuff, something like not being able to guard against the middle. And the play resistance is good, but you can use. I'm just gonna try to find it here, because some people need visual aids. Just use a cleansing crystal. Or the clove of garlic. Ancestral's musket ball. I think this is solid. No, top of A. It's not an automatic addition to a ranged character, since you can get similar effects with the matchstick, but I think it is very, very strong. Similarly, I do rate the pen, which they have the same stats, plus 10% damage to the respective skills, and plus 8% crit to the respective skills. I think it's both very good. I rate the pen a little lower because range skills are usually the ones hitting the back ranks, which you really want to be projecting your damage. Ancestral's Pistol. If I'm running a back ranked character, yeah, a rank 3 damage dealer with ranged skills, I'm using this one. It is plus 15 accuracy to range skills, which is higher than the focus ring, and plus 3 speed. Put this on an occultist with abyssal artillery, you can hit with some pretty nutty numbers. Next is the Ancestral's Portrait, which, actually, you know what? I'm moving those two up. I've been thinking about it. I've actually used these. I've never used any of these. I've used this one, but it's not that good. And I've used this one, but it's not that good. I think that these are. Their effects are good, just not good enough to warrant the slot. And Ancestor's Portrait is basically it increases your XP by 50%. It's in a weird spot where, just like the Antiquarian, where it is its role is very specific and it's not supposed to be but in its effect, I would say the problem is the only time I would see this being useful is in Blood Moon. But in Blood Moon, you're gonna have all, before you go into the Darkest Dungeon, you're gonna have all your parties ready. So I just don't see its use. I see its use, but I'm gonna put it right there. On the very cusp of where I would actually consider using these trinkets, right here. These ones are just not considered. I don't think of these when I'm trinketing my characters. This trinket is amazing. Actually, I'm going to move these around like that. This one is insane. Plus 25% healing skills and plus 25% stress skills. It's amazing. You can slap this on a healer or a stress healer or someone who does both. This is really good. I find on the Crusader. And it just gives him good healing and stress healing. Since if you don't know, healing, even if you have a 1 heal and you have a 1% increase, it's still going to make that a 2. So any amount of healing on someone like the Crusader is still more healing. And the stress, it's a trinket that you can bring on you can bring the trinket, like, so let's say you have both a Vestal and a Jester, you can switch it between them as you need it. So I think it's one of the better trinkets in the game. Same with the Ancestral's Sigil Ring. Right there. It gives you plus 10 accuracy and plus 10 prot, which is very good on people. I like this using this on the Man-at-Arms, Shield Breaker, Hellion. People that are on the front line are going to be taking a bit of damage and they want a bit of accuracy. So this is what I'm talking about with trinket compression. So this is both a focus ring and something like the toughness ring, which we will get to when we go to the legendaries. Probably do that tomorrow because it's going to be a very long one. I can't find it in here. It's the one that gives you more HP and prot but reduces your damage, which I don't think very highly of. Ancestral's Tentacle Idol. This is basically just good for Virtue Cheese. I have used it, and I'm going to put it right there. The Virtue Cheese can be good if you get the specific town event, which gives you more Virtue chance. And you can combine it with a trinket like this one, which has an insane benefit but very low, but very costly side effects. So you can use it to have good Virtue chance. Next, we'll be going over the Shrieker's trinkets. Also, this doesn't give you plus 10% stress. It is just Virtue and Death Blow, which is 20% Virtue chance and 8 Death Blow. I don't think I've... Next are the Shrieker's trinkets, which are very weird. They're very weird. They all have a base effect and then a torch effect. So, the Clawless Talon, I believe that's how you say it. It gives you plus 7 crit, which is good. Plus 33% disease resist if torch is below 75. Plus 33% bleed skill chance if torch is below 50. And plus 15% stress. It is very weird. All of these are good in low light, obviously. I can see you be using low light, and I do think that they are good, but I'm gonna put this one right here. Would I use Mask of the Timeless? I think I would use Mask of the Timeless just because this constricts you to light, and 7 crit if you add 100. If you're at like 100 torch plus 7 crit for plus 15% stress, it just isn't worth it. Next we have the Distended Eye, Crow's Eye, I believe that's how you say it. Plus 10 accuracy, plus 33% disease resist if torch below 75, and plus 15% scouting chance if torch is below 50, and plus 15 stress, plus 15% stress. I think this is a bit better. I think I would put it right. I'm going to put it right here. It is very good scouting chance. It's good scouting if you have low torch, if you're doing a no light run, but then again, you're doing no light, so scouting is the last thing you'd be worried about. But it gives you scouting and disease resist and accuracy. So that's very good compression of trinkets, which I really like. Next is the Molted Tail Feather, which gives you 4 speed, 33% disease resist if torch below 75, plus 33% stun resist if torch below 50, and plus 15 stress. I think this is actually pretty good. I would put this on... I'm going to put it right just below the eye. I would put this on a frontline tank if I'm going to somewhere like the Warrens, where disease is a big problem, or maybe the Weald. Something like the Man-at-Arms, who can guard people and basically, I would say, reduce 25% of the stuns and diseases, which I think is pretty good. And finally is the Molted Wing Feather, which gives you plus 10 dodge, plus 33% disease resist if torch is below 75, and plus 33% move resistance if torch is below 50, and then plus 15 stress. Don't think this one is actually very good compared to the other shrieker trinkets, which are mainly, actually they're all up in B tier. I think this one's actually pretty bad. If you're worried about move resist, there's much greater things you can use to negate move resistance. Mainly, if I can find it. This is a little bit of a mess. I don't know why it's like this. But it's the, it's this one. It's this one right here. It's the cruise trinket. I think it would be better. I wouldn't say it's bad, though. I would put it right there. Put it right there. The dodge is nice, but dodge and low light doesn't really matter because they have extra accuracy. You may just take them for the move resistance. Actually, no. Now that I think about it, that's actually really bad. Because to get the move resistance, you need to be below 50 light, and they're going to have more accuracy. So I'd actually put this back here. Yeah, I don't think that's really good at all. I believe that's it. We got through these pretty quick. The ancestors trinkets are really good, and the three ones that are below B tier are only there because they're just either have a very specific role, or that's it. Actually, they're all just very specific in what they do, which is XP, virtue, and health on something like the final darkest dungeon. On someone like a man-at-arms, so you can like guard people and have tons of HP. I think I'm happy with this. I think that's better. I think accuracy is more important than damage, but I think healing and stress healing is more important than both of those. I'm going to switch those around. Actually, no, I'm not. Dodge isn't as reliable as something like scouting chance. For scouting is very important. It's very important that you know what the fight is, not just so that you know what the fight is, but so you can't get surprised. It's way more important that you don't get surprised opposed to the enemy getting surprised. Because the enemy surprised, you can all go ahead of them, and sometimes that's bad, especially if you go against the groupers in the cove. You're sure you've had it happen. Grouper in position 4 crits. Hit your guy in position 3, group in position 3, hit your guy in position 3, crits, pulls him forward, both of the two front groupers attack him and kill him, and you're dead before you can do anything. So I have had surprise hurt me, but I think overall it is good. So I think this is the tier list so far. Tomorrow is going to be a lot bigger one, going over most of the legendaries. Most of like this one and this one. These really shitty ones. These ones are going to be fun to rank because they're all really bad. I've used this one like once, and I've used this one once. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.